Dr. Raina Stokes stood beneath the blistering Saharan sun, staring at the silent research dome where Professor Zhuo Mao had spent the last 843 days studying humanity. The K-line historian never missed a daily transmission, not once in over 2 years. His logs were always on time, meticulous, filled with excitement for every cultural discovery he unearthed on Earth. That was why the sudden silence over the last 72 hours felt like a warning. Something had gone very, very wrong. She activated the comm panel beside the dome's entrance, keeping her voice calm despite the unease tightening her chest. Zhuo, it's Raina. Please respond. Static. Nothing. The dome system showed no signs of malfunction. Power levels normal. Life support normal. But no answer from within. Raina entered her emergency access code and waited as the airlock cycled open. Inside, the familiar space that once buzzed with Zhuo's energy now felt suffocatingly still. The dome's interior was a museum of human history. Clay vessels from ancient Mesopotamia, holographic projections of cave paintings, reconstructed ceremonial masks from forgotten tribes. Every piece had been handled with his 4 delicate hands, with reverence and love. Dr. Stokes. The voice emerged from a darkened corner. Zhuo stepped into view, posture slumped and skin faded from bright yellow to a sickly gray. His 4 eyes, normally filled with curiosity, flickered with dread. It looked like he hadn't slept in days. You haven't transmitted in 3 days, Raina said gently. The archive is worried. I'm worried. What's wrong? I cannot send what I have discovered, Zhuo replied, voice flat and subdued. They will not understand. They will fear it. Raina approached slowly. Show me. Zhuo activated the holographic array. Images filled the air. Weddings, funerals, coronations, coming-of-age rites, rituals spanning thousands of years in every culture on Earth. Thousands of human ceremonies, organized with overwhelming precision. I have cataloged 1,417 distinct ritual systems, he explained, using the same methodology applied to 37 other species. His fingers trembled as he manipulated the hologram. And yet, humans alone show this pattern. A pattern I have never seen in the galaxy. Raina leaned closer. What pattern? Zhuo isolated 3 core features common across all human traditions. The formal recognition of a transition. The presence of witnesses. A symbolic physical transformation. Raina frowned. That's normal anthropology. Many societies. No, his voice sharpened. Only humans require all 3. Other species perform rituals to reinforce community. Humans perform rituals to force reality to acknowledge change. Raina's heartbeat stumbled. Reality doesn't need permission from us. Doesn't it? Zhuo whispered, for eyes burning with fear. That is what terrifies me. Raina tried to keep her voice steady as the holographic rituals began to shift and rotate in midair. She saw flashes of humans dancing around fires, chanting in sacred temples, placing rings on fingers, lifting babies into sunlight, symbols repeated across continents and centuries. What exactly are you saying? She asked. Zhuo expanded the display again, isolating energy readings layered behind each captured ritual, tiny spikes, ripples in the surrounding space-time fabric. For months, he confessed, I have been measuring what I believed were cultural artifacts, background noise of celebration. His skin darkened another shade. But the fluctuations are consistent. Every time humans gather to mark a transition of identity, birth, death, union, transformation, something measurable changes in the surrounding reality. Raina blinked. Changes how? Probability shifts. Space-time curvature adjustments. Quantum alignment anomalies, small, yes, but undeniably present. Humans do not simply acknowledge transitions. He paused, voice trembling. You make them real. Raina shook her head. That's social construction. Culture shapes perception. Zhuo cut her off sharply. Perception does not rewrite physics. He pulled up a comparison chart. Rituals from other species, calm, orderly, biologically rooted. Then human rituals, filled with fire, tears, music, symbolic transformation, sacred witnesses. No other civilization forces the universe to validate change, Zhuo continued. Most species accept the natural flow of reality. Humans demanded bend to your expectations. He pulled up one final dataset that made Raina's breath catch, an overlay showing energy spikes during a global memorial for disaster victims. The readings were dozens of times stronger than normal. You reshape reality most effectively when united in grief or hope, Zhuo whispered. Your species does not passively exist. You collectively insist upon the world you believe should be. Silence thickened. If this is true, Raina said slowly, why haven't humans noticed? Because you believe these rituals to be symbolic, Zwitich answered. Unaware that symbolism is your species' instinctive method of reality manipulation. Raina felt the air grow heavier around them. Her mind raced through history. Revolutions sparked by shared ceremonies. Religions unified by ritual. Nations born from symbolic declarations. The dead honored so they remain. We don't know how we do this, she murmured. We just do. Zwitich nodded miserably. You wield the power of gods without comprehension or caution. Raina felt a chill travel down her spine. Why haven't you sent this to the archive? Because if the Galactic Council learns that humans subconsciously bend reality, Zwitich said softly, they will declare humanity a threat. He turned away, shoulders weighed by fear. They will confine your world. Restrict your growth. Contain the danger of a species who redefines truth simply by agreeing upon it. Raina lowered herself into a chair opposite Zwitich. You think humanity would be imprisoned for this? They would not call it prison, Zwitich replied. They would say they are ensuring stability, preventing cosmic imbalance. He tapped the hologram off. The dome dimmed. You reshape reality without intent, he said. What happens if you one day learn to do it with purpose? Raina considered that. The implications spiraled, terrifying and awe-inspiring. Maybe nothing, she whispered. Maybe it only works when we don't notice. Or maybe, Zwitich said gravely, you would become capable of choosing outcomes. Raina flinched. That sounds like myth. Like magic. It is neither, Zwitich said. It is a capability. Inherited. Instinctive. Dormant but active. He gestured toward the artifacts around him. Your ancient ancestors built pyramids aligned with stars, temples atop geomagnetic focal points, stone circles resonating with solar cycles. Even without machines, humans created structures that interacted with the fundamental structure of the universe. You're suggesting they knew? She asked. No, Zwitich corrected. They felt. He touched his chest. Humans ritualize from instinct. You transform invisible transitions into manifested truth. Raina rubbed her forehead. So why stop reporting? Zwitich's 4 eyes met hers with quiet agony. Because my duty as a historian demands I report the truth. His voice cracked. But my duty as your friend demands I protect you. Raina felt an unexpected swell of emotion. You consider us friends? I have learned more from humans than from any species I ever studied, he admitted. Not through data, through connection. He placed one hand over his heart. Your rituals of loyalty, of compassion, of witnessing. They shape not only your world but the people within it. Raina stepped closer. So what now? Do we hide this? Zwitich exhaled, weary. Yes. I will falsify my final research log. I will erase every irregularity. My report will state that human rituals hold only cultural value. He looked ashamed. My name will forever be attached to incomplete science. Raina reached out and placed her hand gently on his arm. A small human gesture that carried enormous weight. I acknowledge your sacrifice, she said softly. I witness your courage. I declare this moment transforms you into someone who chooses compassion over cold truth. Zwitich shivered as if the words altered something inside him. You performed a ritual, he whispered. And I felt the universe shift. The air inside the dome felt warmer, alive with meaning none of them could see but both could sense. Zwitich's translator emitted a fluttering chirp. Laughter. In that one moment, he said, voice filled with wonder, you turned my decision into reality. You made it matter. That's what humans do, Raina replied. We shape what is true by believing it must be. Zwitich straightened, his skin brightening back to its vibrant yellow. The fear in his eyes softened into determination. I will protect humanity, he vowed. Even if it costs me academic honor. Raina smiled sadly. Honor is just another ritual. And you're rewriting your own story. Zwitich returned to his console and began drafting the false log, the lie that would shield humanity from suspicion. Raina watched him work, aware that history itself was being altered inside this lonely dome in the desert. When the report was finished, Zwitich sealed the data and stepped away. It is done. Raina nodded and turned toward the exit. The horizon burned gold beneath the setting sun. A reminder that Earth was ancient, powerful, and still full of mysteries even humans didn't understand. As the airlock cycled open, ZH spoke one last time. Raina, what happens when humans finally realize what they are capable of? Raina paused, looking out at the endless sands, a cradle of civilizations that once believed all things were possible. Then, she said quietly, we will have to decide what kind of gods we want to be. Outside, the night sky blossomed with stars, each a potential witness to future human rituals. ZH stepped beside her, gazing upward. Across the galaxy, he murmured, species will continue living as they always have, accepting the reality given to them. And humans, Raina whispered, will continue making new ones. The desert wind stirred, carrying dust across ruins buried by thousands of years, places where humans had danced, prayed, celebrated, mourned, reshaping existence each time. Raina understood now why ZYH had grown afraid. Humanity's greatest power was not technology or strength or conquest. It was belief. Collective. Ritualized. Transformative. A newborn named in a circle of family. A couple exchanging vows beneath open sky. A nation lighting candles to honor the lost. Billions celebrating the turning of a year. Moments where humans demand the universe acknowledge a change, and the universe quietly obeys. As the stars glimmered above them, reality itself seemed to hold its breath, waiting for the next human decision that would rewrite its rules.